Indiana University wasted little time finding a successor to men's basketball coach Mike Woodson. As Pat Bean reports, just 3 days after the season officially ended for the Hoosiers, IU introduced DeVries as its new coach.
About this time last year, DeVries was making the jump from mid-major coach to the big leagues, taking the job at West Virginia in the Big 12 Conference. He led the Mountaineers to a 19-10 record this year, but, like IU, was one of the first 4 teams left out of the NCAA tournament. DeVries says he was looking forward to building on that foundation next season.
However, the opportunity came along to be possibly be the head coach at Indiana. A dream job for anyone, but especially for someone that grew up in the Midwest watching the old Big 8 and Big 10 basketball. The chance to lead one of the biggest brands in college basketball was something I could not pass up.
And on Wednesday, DeVries was introduced as the school's 31st men's head basketball coach. IU Athletic Director Scott Dolson says DeVries emerged from a national search he described as deliberate.
Had several several candidates, and it became clear that we found our person. And we went after him and we got him. And we couldn't be more thrilled about that.
DeVries' name was in the back of Dolson's mind when he knew he would have to replace Mike Woodson after this season. Dolson says their paths had crossed a couple of times, including at the Battle for Atlantis tournament in the Bahamas in November.
I had no idea we're looking for a coach. More as a basketball fan, watching college basketball, I watched the Gonzaga West Virginia game. We sat there after that game just going, wow, so impressive how West Virginia played.
IU is hoping DeVries can bring that style to Simon Skjodt Assembly Hall. His roster next season is unlikely to look much like this year's. Omar Ballo, Anthony Leal, and Trey Galloway have no more eligibility left, and Malik Renew and Gabe Cupps have entered the transfer portal. DeVries says which Hoosiers return next season depends on their fit.
If we have some guys on the current roster that still would love to be here, and it seems to make sense for both of us, let's do that. And if there's some guys that feel like they could find a better connection somewhere else, there's no hard feelings there.
He's tasked with getting Indiana back to regularly challenging for Big Ten and NCAA titles. But the Hoosiers haven't made the Final Four in more than 2 decades and have gone 2 years without an NCAA tournament berth.
Everything is in place here for us to have the opportunity to win and to win at a high level. Now our job is to make that happen.
For Indiana News Desk, I'm Pat Bean.
Before his 1 year at West Virginia, DeVries made his name at Drake, where he led the Bulldogs to 3 Missouri Valley Conference titles and 3 NCAA tournament appearances in 6 seasons.